I had a school conference today a couple of hours ago. It started at 6:30, which was my dinner time, and I couldn't eat my dinner earlier since I came back to home at like 5 and had to do my own school works and research. So I really didn't have time just in general lately. It's been really busy just in general. Like I was so exhausted at the end of the day. Though I feel like I had this, I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't as busy as, those times when you cannot do something, like you're just so extremely busy to the point you can't even think, but like you just want to go to bed and like you just shut your brain immediately the moment you touch your head touches the pillow. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I like after working, like studying and working on my stuffs, I did give myself a break, like a couple of hours of break every single night, and it's been some kind. Like I've been feeling guilty about those things, but I'm making sure that I sleep at least before 12, so that I have at least 8 hours of sleep. Like that's the priority that I have, that I'm trying to put on above everything lately, especially these days when things are very like can go really wrong once I start indulging on and start like doing the things that I'm not supposed to be doing. And the reason why I brought this up is because today like might be like the busiest day of this week. I mean, last week's like including last week, since last week was my quiz. We had quiz, and the week before we had a midterm. I mean, I had a midterm at my school. So like it just in general, in a nutshell, I've been dealing with my personal things and school works, and it was really busy. And today we had my school. There was this since I'm in an open major, there are many students that I don't even know. Like I don't even socialize that much. But since it's an open major, there are like at least 10 times more students than compared to other majors in my school. And one thing I realized, so it was just like 5 to 6 groups, and we get explained. How do we say, like yeah, we get explained, and a couple of 1 to 2 seniors in from the majors that that we want to go next year. We want to study. They explain us about the kind of things that they'll teach, if I'm gonna learn in that major as I get older, and like the first year, second year, sophomore, the kind of things. So it's basically just like a conference of different majors that we're going to that we chose to go. And like God, like I actually wasn't expecting this bad. Like it wasn't even some kind of an explanation. They all brought their own AI generated script and presentation, which I mean, obviously, since they're on like professors who's gonna grade them upon those things, they just came here to kind of gonna volunteer the the role, so that they can get like free gift cards or something, like some kind of like that. And it was awful. Like in general, the performance was really bad. It was just kind of more like friendly. Like they ended up, so it had to be like at least 20 to 30 minutes of explanations and like letting us know what we're gonna study, but they couldn't even continue without reading the presentation that they prepared. I don't even think they prepared. I'm sure it was just an AI generated in like a couple of minutes. And like they didn't even seem like they understand what they were saying. And most of the times they just ask us like personal things, and a couple of students in my group knew these seniors, and they, I don't know if it's, so it became more of like just talking in a conversation, like only there who but the kind of conversation that only involves specific people, not the whole. And especially when they're talking. So there's this like next week we have some kind of like a festival, like different celebrities that I don't know, like Korean celebrities visit the campus, and they're gonna do some kind of like things on the stage. And since I don't know, like I genuinely don't know who they are. I've never even heard of most of those celebrities' names. So I just say like I got asked that question like who are you gonna? I didn't even know it was like separate days. I thought it was just one day thing, but apparently depending on the day, you can see like different. You can yeah, you can visit and see different celebrities. And I just said like honestly, like I don't know about much about it, so I'm not going there, you know. And like they were like I don't know, like just in general. The reason why I brought this up specifically is because I felt this crazy distance between me and these people. Especially it was just because I know like these people are might be like the most socially active people, you know, like among just like if you average it out, let's say average the number of friends or acquaintances, like so-called friends that they call in all every single university students, it would be around like let's say five, and they have like 15, 20, 30. So like they are very hyper actively always trying to socialize and get to know more with more friends or more people, you know. But it didn't really seem like felt like they wanted to know me, but more like they just want to, you know, those people who are being friendly in sake for the sake of the conversation. And I'm not saying that's wrong. Like it's really weird. Like it's this subtle feeling of they just use you to feel like they are in a conversation. You know, like they don't actually have a single friend. They just want someone to talk with, like talk about what they are going through. Like one person, one of the seniors that I talked about, who was um who started talking about her own personal thing out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, like we just met, you know, like we don't know each other, like you, me, and the rest of like four people, we just met each other. Maybe you know the two of them, but you get what I mean. Like it just really felt like it was so empty, you know, like the conversation in general was so empty. And but like everyone's just like doing the same thing, and I'm feeling like being left out, being kind of zoned out in this in the group from the group. It didn't even feel bad in the first place because I'm like, yes, please just get me out of this. Like, what is going on? Like, am I supposed to be here like listening to this for the rest of like an hour and a half? Like, what is going on here? Um, I know it's just yeah, it's just like crying about the things that I couldn't actually tell out loud, like say out loud at that moment. Because obviously, you know, like I at least know what to say and what I shouldn't be saying out loud in in the public, especially those people, you know, who have influence around reputations and you know all the kind of stuffs around students and seniors. It's a thing especially in East Asian countries. Like age is such a big thing. It's considered very a big thing. You cannot be friend with someone who's older or younger than you. Like there's already a wall, and like you have to follow this track. So it gets much more difficult to find a friend in this East Asian country while speaking the native language. Because I personally see, I think that like language really affects a lot in how you think and how you perceive the world. Like genuinely, I just it's not just language. It's not just how you translate things. It's not just how you say things out loud. It changes. It shapes how you even think about the things around you. And that is the reason why when like I read this somewhere, like I don't care. It was about like I think it was Charlie Kirk actually. I wasn't supposed like wasn't trying to say his name out loud since it was tragic. I think it was but the thing that happened to him and his family isn't something that should have supposed to happen in the first place. And but like what I'm trying to say is like he said something like I don't care what race you are, I don't care what language you speak or like blah blah blah. But actually you do. Like we all should. It's not out of racism. It's about like for example, I still, even though I consume all English contents or like any contents in English, sometimes Spanish as well, but my Spanish isn't as good as English. Even though like I've been living my past 10, 11 years in Mexico, and I left Korea when I was 10. But since I was raised in a Korean household and like for the 10 years and I was around Korean kids and I spoke like one single language the whole time, there's still like this subtle gap between me and actual native, let's say, like native Mexicans or Americans, So, so like it's a huge thing. It's not just how you think. Yeah, it's not just how you speak. I kind of sidetracked like the importance of what language you speak and how how it affects, like how it shapes you, like literally how it shapes your identity itself. And just in general, like this video is just ranting about this with social structure that I think is a huge problem in most of Asian countries, East Asian countries especially. Um, it's just so vain and empty. Like I seriously don't understand how people even consider others like like those people that they call them as friends, actual friends. Like you can clearly tell that you don't really care about them. Like you're constantly lying to yourself. I can't do that. I seriously can't do that. And maybe that's like just in general, the reason why this I decided to make a video about this. Like it might be just a small thing. Like since I don't really socialize, and I can just just partake in this kind of things where I have to when I'm obligated to, and it's not like I cannot actually like fit in. I do the activities since I have to, and it's not like some kind of big of a problem. But it just felt so weird, just in general. I feel like I am in a whole different planet, some kind of thing. Like just in general, like the experience was so weird. I was I was feeling this. I'm not hating on them. I know I sound like one, but I really am not hating on them. It's just the way they say things. Like it's so childish in a sense. Like because every single time um when I was younger, I used to think that I think I talked about this before in one of my videos, but when I was younger, I used to think that when I get older, when I'm an adult, when I get into university, I would be able to meet with people who's much smarter than me. Like I just thought that adults cool as fuck. I want to be one day. Like I want to be as cool as them one day. Like I want to be as smart as them. Like I don't know shit right now since because I'm just a kid. That's how they all treat me. They don't really treat me seriously, but adults, university students, like wow, that's so cool. Like I used to think that like conversation would be much rationalized and all the kind of fantasies that I had towards university students and adults in just in general. And one thing I realized is that like while as I grew, I don't know, it was just all bullshit. It was just all fairy tale. Like the more I try to talk with others, it just makes me realize how like the actual average. I'm not saying I'm smart. I really am not. If I was smart enough, I would have. being able to use the things in my head to my advantage and like better myself, better my future, you know. So I don't think I'm smart at all. I'm just like trying to reach the point like where I can be aware of my own situation, like myself. Like that's the whole goal of my journey, this journey that I call. And like the more I see, like it's like why? Just why? Like it's not to the point, it's not even any closer to the standard that I thought. Like maybe let's say, okay, this is a really good example. I used to think that when I grow up, adults would talk and like argue um very smartly. I'll say like I know it's that's not a word, but like they would articulate themselves and try like bring up this claim and counter argue the thing that the other person made and like trying to find the fallacy of it, you know, like what their where their argument fails and like point it out directly and like because of this you are wrong, you know, the kind of things. And I just realized the kind of conversations or arguments that happen even among university students or just in adults, like in general, the actual average people, how they talk is like nothing different with elementary, junior high kids just, you know, talking, but except for the fact that they now know how to act like adult, like they kind of try to sound like one, but the brain's still there. You know, like I don't know. It's maybe it's just observer bias, but like I'm the one always looking and observing things. I'm not actually engaged in the conversation, so maybe I'm also the one who's talking like that, but I wouldn't be able to kind of like prove it. Like try to see. I actually test myself since I don't have anyone to talk about this kind of things. And obviously I do understand that I don't speak as well as I thought I would before starting a YouTube channel, and that's actually one of the reasons why I keep on going because I finally saw like I feel like I got tested something that I thought I would get obviously 100 score and realized that I'm only like 30, 40. So I'm like, wow, but like that shocked me actually really badly back then when I like the first couple of weeks. But now I'm like, since I know this is my problem, I can just keep on going and it's gonna improve it. Like, you know, I can improve it by keep on doing it and like keep exposing this environment to me. And like I know like I'm sidetracking this whole video again, but like the main point is I personally think that if you have to drink, just in general, like if you have to drink or you have to waste your time in certain kind of like activities to release your stress, like that's the way how you find your happiness, should I say, like how you feel happy and how you feel socialized like around people that you don't even actually know. Like you kind of you want to fit in with this group that you actually hate. Like you want to be look good, you know, sin as a good guy or like look good toward people who you don't even like. You have a very serious child trauma. I personally think like, and that's actually like the majority of the people, at least 50%. Because the reason why I only say 50% is because they are the loudest, and loudest people seem like they are the majority, but maybe they are not majority, you know. So it could be even like 30, 40, but they are just loudest, so like they get kind of exposed. Like we see them very often, so we think that they are the like 90% of people, but that's actually not just true. So like I don't know, but you know, like I just can't I just cannot understand these people. It's not like I hate them again. It's maybe it's just different way of finding your own joy. But I just it was just so weird. Like the feeling that I got, like wow, like this is so different, you know, like how could they just say those things? How can they not be ashamed of it, kind of, you know? Like they are in public, do they not realize that, you know? Anyways, but really is about it. Thanks for watching the video.